there were strippers there.
So you got strippers and pulling wire. Okay, pulling wire to strippers or stripping.
Not male strippers.
Stripping to pull wire.
Everybody wants to be something they're not and have shit they ain't got. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Just be nice. You don't have to be that guy. Show some respect. Just be a person. Love one another. You don't need a reason why.
Are you done?
I only clap.
Are you?
Oh, slow and douchey.
Yes. Slow clap for the first episode ever.
Good job.
Brain Snacks with Jaxon Max. Super psyched, man.
Me too, man.
There's been a lot of work done today.
Oh, yeah.
But let's get down to brass tacks. Episode 1, part 1.
It's about me.
It's all about you, baby.
It's all about me.
I need to hear your background story. I need to hear what's made Jaxon.
Yeah. So I'm 21 years old. My name is Jaxon. I play in a band called Common Rarity. That's how I know Maximus here. Or am I talking to them?
Cut!
Who am I talking to?
Me.
Okay.
We're having a conversation. The cameras aren't here.
I made that very sterile.
Made that very sterile. Please keep that sound bite.
That was very doctor's
that was
office.
very flaccid.
Yeah. Limp.
I mean, if you're gonna go I was trying to church it up a little bit by saying flaccid because you said your grandmother's watching.
I think we should leave the I think we should leave that in there.
Flaccid.
Yeah. I think we should just leave it.
Just
leave
leave
so,
limp.
I mean, I think we should just leave it. So
Here we go.
Leave it.
Slow clap it.
We're gonna
slow clap it.
Episode.
We're gonna slow clap it.
This is the first episode.
Boom.
A Brain Snacks, and I'm Jax from Jaxon Max and Jax.
Say that 5 times fast, you son of a.
You can't.
You
just can't do it.
Can't do it. Nope.
No.
So let's get some background. What in your life has led you to be the person that you are today?
I would say, I don't even really know who I am.
You still figuring it out?
Yeah, we're also figuring it out. But, like I said, I'm 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is so sterile.
Do you want to start with me then?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to flip the script?
No, I'm good. I keep I feel like I'm giving a presentation.
No, again,
and I'm trying not to.
Let's put this
put that away. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, make it go away. And again, I want you to actually I still don't know that much about you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the reasons why, outside of I know that we get along, I know that we have very similar viewpoints on a lot of stuff, but outside of that, one of the reasons why I wanted our first official episode is not just so that our viewers and listeners could get to know you, but so I could actually get to know you.
Right.
Because I know what all the stuff that I've done in my life that's made me who I am. But how I got to be where I am versus how you got to be where you are, probably extremely different stories.
Exactly.
So, but I'm anxious to see where the parallels are going to be. So tell me a little bit about your childhood. So you're 21.
Right.
You're a Gen Zer. I'm a millennial. We've got 15 years separating us, and I know I look so good. But 15 years separate us. That's completely different generations. What was it like growing up for you? Where did you grow up? How was your school experiences? Brothers, sisters, family life. Just give me a basic rundown. You don't have to go too in detail. I'm not going to be your therapist.
No, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I'll give you a hug if you need it.
I'm not going to pay you that much.
You get paid?
No.
Okay.
I meant I would pay you if you're my therapist.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a lot.
Fair enough.
There's a lot, but we won't go there.
So yeah, it's just like I said, some general background history.
Pretty much just small town growing up. Grew up in
what city was that?
I grew up in Vance and Coaling, Alabama. So right outside Tuscaloosa, pretty much.
Now you don't talk like most of the boys from Alabama.
I know it. If I did, it'd be a lot easier for me.
I know, right?
I get around a little better around here.
But no, I'm like you grew up kind of small town country boy,
right? pretty much. But total black sheep. Like my whole life, I've just been, doing me pretty much. I mean, like I grew up in a small town, a lot of yeehaw going on, a lot of country music, and I think I'm not sure if I could pinpoint like a specific event, but like at some point I remember seeing, like, I was fascinated with Halloween, like obviously as a kid, like all the clothes I wore like in kindergarten and like that young, where it's all like from when it was Halloween at Target. We bought my shirts. I had like skulls and like all kind of all over me. And,
so you've always been this dark and broody.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's me at this point. I've learned to accept it, as normal. I've gone through phases like where I like try to tone it down or like try to, be like normal, and I've tried it and it doesn't work. So.
Well,
I don't want to.
We'll talk about the normal like in the future episode, obviously.
Right.
But
you can't define normal.
Yeah, everybody tries to, but obviously we both do not live what would be considered a normal lifestyle.
Right.
So you're a musician. I'm a musician. For those of you at home that actually don't know what we do, Jaxon, you're a musician.
Yes.
And
drummer of trade.
That's
my skill.
You also do some vocal work, right?
Right. I do sing. Unfortunately for the audiences, I do sing.
It's not that bad. I've heard it.
It's not terrible. But yes, I'm a singing drummer in a band called Common Rarity. You know this.
I know this, but they don't know this.
I know, but that's how we met. So that's that to me is pretty cool to think that just starting a little garage band could maybe lead me to a celebrity one day.
Lies.
I'm humbled to be here. I'm humbled that you would ask me, but.
Well, again, I'm still trying to figure out.
That sounded really douchey.
Keep it all. Dustin Trey's back here. Actually, he's the awesome tech guy behind our stuff. We don't have a camera on him yet, but it's coming. Don't worry. Yeah. He's trying to shy away.
No.
Yeah, he's going to edit out his answers too right now. I hear. I know what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You won't even probably hear him.
For those of you guys that are tuning in, there's a reason I came up with the idea for doing a podcast. And I had several different variations of what I wanted to do with it, but there's a reason that I reached out to Jaxon. The reason I reached out to you was because I've seen firsthand just how hard you're willing to work to accomplish whatever task or mission or goal that you've set out in front of you. You took an interest in the aspect of designing and printing your own merchandise, for Common Rarity, but also for the clothing line that you've been working on as well.
True.
So when you got really into that, you contacted me because I also do screen printing for the Velcro Pygmies.
Badass screen printer, by the way.
Oh, half-ass at best. With the janky equipment that I've managed to cobble together, I think I've done okay.
Oh yeah,
but I'll leave it at okay.
Oh yeah, the heat dryer is
but the fact that you came in, you took time. I took time out of my extremely busy schedule to help you,
and I thank you for that.
That's whatever, But I was more than happy to do it because you were willing to actually come in and put in the time and work. You didn't want me to just do all the work. Now I ended up doing a lot of the work just because it
sucked.
Well, no.
But it's my first time.
No. Again, you didn't have the experience. There's a whole push pull stroke thing that nobody needs to know about because this podcast is not about screen printing.
We're not,
But what this podcast is about you as a person having that driving force behind you, that you are a highly motivated individual, and once you set your mind to a task, I see that hunger and that want and that need to succeed and to actually be willing to put in the effort and the time necessary to get the job done.
Right.
And that's why I really just wanted to hear more about like how you became this way, or have you always been this way?
Yeah, I think for the most part, like I was definitely that kid that like did the whole project and like just let everybody put their name on it,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've been a delinquent too. Like I've been on the other end of that if I didn't really care about it. But if I've never really worked well with others. So it's pretty cool that like we have like we're able to do this and like together. I don't know. I think it's super cool because I see a lot of that in you, like that same drive, that same like just like you'll do anything pretty much. You'll learn anything, you'll saw anything, weld anything, whatever, like to get what you want, you know, like, and I think that's super cool. And I think that's probably one of the things that like we most agree on, like, and we're probably similar on, which makes it easy to talk to. But yeah, I would say, you know, I definitely I see something, and a lot of times I don't even like, I'm not a very technically skilled person, like as far as like I sometimes don't know like the right words, like I don't know what people call things, but like I'll see it, you know, I see it in my mind, and that's probably my biggest downfall is that I'm not technically skilled.
Now, this is a very good question though. Is execution of a task more important than knowing the terminology?
Oh no. Yeah, it's not. I'm just, you know, that's just me in my head. But like, I want to do, I almost control freak. You know, want to do it so bad that I will do it myself, and then in turn, you end up getting burnt out sometimes. If you don't, it won't get done right if you don't do it yourself. Right. I can relate with that so hard. I mean, and we were just talking, like, you know, before we started rolling, like, you know, it's like being OCD too, you know, that's another thing that really kind of feeds into
we had to tape down the drapery.
Yeah, like you guys missed all that, but
it was good.
We sat here and like
every time we would move our arms, the tablecloth would move ever so slightly and it would be just so askew, and it was driving us both insane.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I have like I told you, I grew up with brothers and stuff, as did you. I'm assuming. Or I have a brother, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So 2 of them being step, but that's a pretty big family though. It's pretty big. I mean, we're all still like every other family. Like we hate each other, you know, like they're all factions of the family, you know, but,
so there's cliques inside your family.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll talk about cliques at some point.
Yes, that's coming.
Yes. So, probably the biggest, thing that happened to me in my childhood was Kiss. Just I discovered the Revenge album, which was a no makeup album. And I remember I could see it now. Like I was probably 8 or so, and just listening to Unholy, like I listened to that song, and I wanted to just know like everything about them. Like I was obsessed. It was like I was born in the wrong time because I was obsessed with Kiss as a 5th grader. Yeah, you know. But
I was a huge ZZ Top fan.
Oh yeah,
ZZ Top Greatest Hits was my first CD.
Nice.
Back when CD players were the brand new thing.
Like before I
just to age myself.
Before, yeah, you are pretty old.
Yeah, thank you.
But there's a lot of gray. There's a lot of gray. Look great.
Oh,
for an elderly
man. Yeah, life on the road. It keeps you young or it kills you.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, Kiss. I just always thought they did the best like show around, and I've always thought that was like, you know, they do everything to the best and give you the most bang for your buck. Like, are they the greatest musicians? You know, Gene Simmons bass parts, you know, but the tongue, but the this, but the fire, you know, like you gotta give it to Kiss, you know. And I was obsessed with them, so that's what got me into music, wanting to do it. But yeah,
right on. So you were very much into the theatrical aspect of performing.
Oh, for sure.
So the music is important,
but it was always the extra stuff,
it's always, you know? Kind of a, you know, you want to be writing and even just covering as a cover band, covering songs that like you want to do the job well. You want to be a good musician, but you want to be a better entertainer.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would say that is arguably what like makes you memorable. You know, if you have a gimmick, I mean, you're going to be remembered. I mean, you could be the greatest musician of all time and just have, you know, your street clothes on,
Yeah.
but nobody turns their head, but you go putting makeup on and wearing leather and doing this or however you want to do
Mohawk.
it. A meat dress, I don't know. But I've always been interested in that for sure. And when we started Common Rarity, that was one of the things that like I was only going to be on board if we did like the eyeliner. Like I was the fag who did the eyeliner. I don't know if I should say fag here.
Common Rarity's first photo shoot that I saw, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I don't get out because I stay so busy on the road with the band. But in addition to that, I just didn't know you guys.
Oh yeah, I mean we were.
But the first photo shoot that I saw, I think Dustin actually did. Yeah.
Was it the first one?
Dustin
didn't do our very first. Like I mean, we have some really trashy ones out
But I'm
there.
talking it was the vampire one.
Oh, we always.
Yeah, you've always been the guy, the boys in black. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was Dustin.
Well, I think that was the first professional photos that I saw of you guys, and I dug what you guys were doing.
Right.
I saw it and I was just like, these kids, and it pains me to use that word because now I really feel like an old man. But I mean, I see these kids that are trying to do something that's right now, at least in the market that we're in as live musicians and live entertainment, is so unique and so different because there's so many cookie cutter artists out there or cookie cutter groups that just like, we're going to wear denim jeans and plaid shirts and we're going to play Brown Eyed Girl and we're going to play Don't Stop Believin'.
No disrespect to those people.
Again, I play those songs with the Pygmies, but we're also we don't follow that cookie cutter guideline.
Right, yeah.
But when you have an oversaturated market with bands that look the same, that don't necessarily sound the same because a lot of them are unfortunately either terrible as a band or they lack any knowledge of sound design, so they don't have an engineer to actually mix them in a way that conveys how good they actually are.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're limited by
they're limited not by their ability or their talent as a group. They're limited by their ability of an audio engineer that's able to translate those frequencies that they're putting out in a way that's pleasing to the masses.
But don't you love it though? Like when someone just rips it on like a piece of like you walk in some like dirty bar and there's like some badass band in there. I'm not saying these are those guys, but they've got like maybe the board's got like one or two inputs on it and the speakers are rusted and they're just
see that there is a time and place for that. But also if the bass is way too heavy and you don't even have a kick drum mic'd, then, well, you lose that feeling as a drummer. And again, as a bass player, for those of you that don't know, like we're both part of the rhythm section. And I think that's one of the reasons why we kind of get along,
right? Because
I think we understand each other on that regard. But if you can't feel that rhythm, even if you don't hear the bass, because who's paying attention to the bass anyway? I'll say it. But
no comment.
Way to plead the fifth.
No.
But if that kick drum isn't hitting you in the chest, it's really hard to really get engaged.
Yeah, there's like a certain decibel level, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or like
a resonance.
There's a certain like switch that you just it doesn't work.
So what before you started playing music for money, what was the first occupation you had?
I was a wire puller with the other guys in the band. We worked for.
You guys were pulling each other's wire.
Oh, and
I had to go there.
I mean, we were also sharing.
We briefly discussed this earlier.
Eyeliner on, so I don't know.
Eyeliner and pulling wire, man. That would be a great concept album.
There were strippers there.
So you got strippers and pulling wire. Okay, pulling wire to strippers or stripping.
Not male strippers.
Stripping to pull wires. I don't know. That's good. It's good.
I don't know. Anyways, I was a wire puller.
So were you working?
I did electrical work. Okay. His dad's an electrical contractor, so it worked out.
Okay.
Like pretty much all the guys in the band have done that at some point. But yeah, that was my first job. And then I worked retail for one Halloween season at Spirit Halloween. Like, because I was that kid, like I love going to Spirit, I was like,
no, the fact that you said retail, I'm just, yes, that is, how did you like the retail world?
Man, I just didn't like it. Like it was fun for just a season, but if I had to do that every day.
Was it the people?
Like, yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. Like just the douche, like sometimes I just didn't, don't have a filter, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But but it kind of ruined Halloween for me that year because I didn't get to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was surrounded by Halloween stuff from like August to like November, but, which is like one of my favorite things, but I didn't really enjoy it because it was like work.
Yeah.
I mean,
you didn't get to enjoy the experience that is Halloween season. Right. Because you were working during Halloween season, even albeit at a Halloween store.
Right.
Okay.
And so I left that and went back to electrician work. I won't call myself an electrician because I'm not licensed.
Who needs a license? You know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing. But no, I'm an electrician. So I moved on from that and started doing fire alarm. Now that's what I do. It pays the bills. It's fun. It's work. But what I enjoy most, obviously, is music and creating. And that's one of the reasons I'm so happy to be here because I feel like 2020 has just sucked the life out of all of that I love. It feels like nothing's happening, and like, I mean, there's no concerts to go to. There's no this, you can't do that, limited seating, this, whatever, mask. Like, I'm over it, man.
Oh, I'm going to totally go Jehovah's Witness on you. Have you heard of the Velcro Pygmies? Because we seem to be playing at least 2 shows a week, which is horrible. Horrible. Now, I promised I will not say the reason why we're under quarantine because I didn't want to mention any of that in any of our podcast series because that's going to be done to death. And touching on the fact that, it's been a little bit more isolating, I can totally feel you on that. Because even the Velcro Pygmies, the mighty Velcro Pygmies, even we were shut down. So yeah, it's been rough on everybody, man. But I like that you have always been driven to just create more. I've seen a lot of the stuff that you guys did with Common Rarity, and I know that you were the driving force pushing for a lot of that creative stuff when you guys did the Rocky Horror Picture Show themed concert for Halloween.
Those are awesome.
Was it 2 years ago?
My favorites. I think Rocky Horror was 2 years ago.
And that was like, I wasn't there, but I saw pictures and video and I was just like, these kids, and again, I reprimand myself for thinking in those terms now, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
But, and that's no disrespect to you or the rest of the guys.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry that I actually think that way now, but
no, you have to.
But it's like, I see just all this creativity coming out and I don't see that, especially maybe it's the areas where we live. They're not artsy enough to be supporting. Maybe it's that we are in the South. For those of you that don't know, because neither of us really have thick accents, we are actually in Alabama. We're filming at my house.
Meanwhile, in Alabama,
I'll get that sound clip, by the way. We'll get that sound clip.
Can I get a roll tide?
Yeah, no, you'll get a Go Tigers from this LSU Tiger fan right here. Yeah, well, hey, for those of you that need timestamps, this is the day after LSU beat number 6 Florida when they were the 26-point underdog.
So happy they did because we demolished LSU.
I know.
So that's good. It's going to be some good eating for us.
I'm gonna say that I knew that this year was going to be awful.
Yeah,
for LSU, and I knew that Alabama was going to be out for blood.
Why'd you think that?
Because Alabama got beat in their home last year when LSU won the national title.
Right, and you don't have
Joe
Burrow to carry
college football. Yeah, well, why do you think he got hurt in the pros? Because he hurt his back carrying the LSU Tigers for an entire season. Right? I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about sports anymore.
All right, we're done.
We may cut all of the sports. I don't know. But this has been so great. I really want to know, like, what gets your what brings out your creativity? What gives you these visions? Like, what influences your creativity the most? Is it just like because you have a darker sense of humor, was why I think we get along so well, because I feel that.
Right.
But also your sense of style is very dark.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've always like I said, Halloween's a big part of that.
But also, like I said, but your artwork and even the music and then the performance aspects, like outside of Halloween, were there a lot of like slasher films
like
that you were into?
Well, I was honestly terrified of scary movies and horror movies as a little kid. Like
really,
like Deathly Afraid.
Were you a wet the bed kind of kid?
Like, I don't know if I ever wet the bed. I'll have to ask Mom. Did I ever wet the bed? I don't know. But I was terrified of It. That was the big one. I remember the box, and I just remember
that two VHS tapes.
Like, I remember where that thing was in the house because it scared the shit out of me. But I think that's what got me to be so fascinated with it, because I feared it, and I've kind of always liked that fear element, or like that. I like everything to be dead or whatever. You know, I think that comes from that. It comes from wanting to understand it, and then also, like, I use death as a metaphor now. You know, I feel like death is an end point, and it's a good reminder of like where you'll end up. So you might as well, if you're thinking about doing it, you should do it. You know, because you're gonna eventually be a bone. You know, pile of ash.
I got you.
But I would say Marilyn Manson. Big in there.
The beautiful people.
Yeah, like I remember that's another video. Like, I remember watching among the time I watched the Velcro Pygmy stuff, I was also watching stuff like Marilyn Manson, and would eventually move on to be like a Screamo Kid. You know, I always like that kind of stuff. And
The Used,
I like My Chemical Romance, like big time. I remember their Mexico City performance, like during the Black Parade era. Like that video, that whole concert, like I love watching concerts. That's like a lot of what I do is just watch. And I think that's one of the things that gets me going, is like just seeing like artists that I really love, like doing cool, like big stuff. Yeah. You know, because I want to figure it out. Like I'm interested, like that the people, like I'm interested in their whole life, like how they come to be so attached to that, like what's going on there. You know, like between artist and fan, and like making a career, like I don't know, all that stuff, because there is a lot of business, and I'm interested in business, but then I don't know, I'm also creative, so it's like I want to put like those things together. So
you're trying to figure out, you're analyzing their story, so you're trying to figure out how they got from point A to point B.
Like I wouldn't say that. I would say just being enthralled with just like the fact that it's like I sometimes, like, it's like a surreal thing, like the fact that you're able to make art and take it out and like it actually be like worth something, like like that. I don't know. I'm just interested in all that. I probably sound all over the place, but in my mind,
no,
like,
I'm keeping up.
Right,
I'm keeping up.
But yeah, darker stuff as a kid. That's what, you know. But and that's what really fuels my creativity, is like just things that I see, like art that I consume, bands that I like. I just, you know, get things from that, or just like doing something new. You know, every time I do something new, I'm always like looking at it differently. So, and this is something new. So this is like, is gonna probably like things are gonna come out of this that you never know until you do it. Like right now, like I'm like, I can feel like this being a really good thing.
I when I originally wanted to start this podcast, I was thinking I was going to do it solo for a while. And just going, you know, I have a hard time adjusting and trying to have a conversation with a theoretical person, and just looking into a camera lens and trying to focus and talk to somebody that that's not there is something I haven't wrapped my head around. And I'm not saying I won't do like maybe a separate podcast, or I might start vlogging or something. I've talked about doing vlogs for a while, but I can't get the hang of it. Like I feel like I can't be energetic about it. I can't get into it. And what I love about this is that like I can actually have somebody to riff off of, somebody to talk to, and that I'm actually interested in hearing from. It's not like I'm just talking to,
same to you.
Yeah. Just talking to Joe Blow on the street. It's like, how's the weather? Oh, you know, it's not just generic small talk. It's like really diving in and having, you know, deeper conversations with some comedy thrown in.
Mhm.
You know, and I'm loving.
By the way, the podcast is called Brain Snacks with Jaxon Max.
Yeah, if you haven't already, like and subscribe not only to YouTube, but go ahead and like and subscribe all the podcast networks.
Just do it.
It's got to be. There's going to be more content coming out all the time,
Every week.
weekly. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that you
About me?
that you feel I should know? Because I don't want to.
Well,
I don't want to dig.
I don't want to tell you too much.
You glossed over some of your childhood. You didn't really talk about your first love that broke your heart, that made you want to be a demon and eat
Yeah.
babies.
Well, I mean,
But-
I would say I was picked on, like in middle school, you know.
You were that kid.
Like, obviously, like I was a kid that wore a hoodie when it was 90 degrees outside. you know?
Okay. Okay.
And,
I get that.
You know, I was just kind of always known as that kid. Like, that motherfucker was going to draw a pentagram on the desk. Like, it's just going to happen. You know, he's probably going to be in a band one day. Like,
And so you
like,
embraced it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I loved it. Like,
That's what's
me.
up.
Like, I'm writing Slipknot. you know,
Yeah.
on the desk. Like, that's.
Oh, by the way, I just downloaded the Iowa album
Oh, yeah.
on
That's one of the
on
greatest
Amazon
albums of
Music.
all time.
Yes. Also, Amazon, you want to give us
Surfacing. One of my favorites.
Yeah. No.
Skin tickets.
Sorry. This is gonna have to be bleep. People equal. I was like, Chrissy's not familiar. My wife is not familiar with this. She knows who Slipknot is, obviously, but she wasn't a fan of Slipknot.
Mhm.
Certainly never listened to Iowa.
Right.
And
It's
you
a
know,
pretty heavy album.
17-year-old me, when that album first came out, again, just to date myself, it went into my 6-disc CD changer in my car, turned up all the way. And this was not a factory stereo system. I was rocking 3 kicker 10-inch subwoofers
Oh, hell yeah.
with 600 watts. Oh yeah. Everybody's going around going with all the gangsta music, and I roll up, blast beats.
And they're like, what the?
Exactly.
Like, what is this
exactly.
white boy doing?
Yes. Predominantly white. We'll go ahead.
We are
We'll switch over to part 2 here in just a second. Assuming
we love all people.
us. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I mean, that was not a racial slur. That was just me saying, hey, white boy.
No,
Which, I mean, we're not too.
this is 2020.
We're not
I'm not culturally.
so sensitive.
I'm not culturally appropriating anybody
I know.
by you calling me a what. You're not labeling
It's sad.
me.
It's sad that I kind of felt compelled to say that, though.
Well, this is the world we live in now,
I know.
and I'm not. Am I offended? No.
Always.
Now, if
I'm always
I'm not
offended.
offended, should anybody listening right now be offended? No. Why? Because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, like,
you.
you feel
It
that?
doesn't affect you. It affects me. He called me white boy. Has nothing to do with you.
See, I mean,
I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest.
like you get offended, you feel that? I didn't. I'm sorry, it didn't affect me.
My
was just,
wait. My taint is tingling. I do feel it.
That's a side effect.
I feel it. Yeah, there it is.
I heard it.
Any, is there anything else that you want anyone listening right now to know about you, about who you are? Again, you don't have to completely define yourself, because I think we both agree. We've talked about this a little bit, not in this, but prior to this podcast. You know, we are, as individuals, we're all always evolving, always changing, always growing. And if we're not, then we're not doing something right.
Right.
But is there anything else that you think the people should know about who you are? What's made you the person that you feel you are today?
Yeah.
Closing arguments.
I mean, my closing argument for what?
Why are you guilty of being Jaxon?
I don't know. I think it's a blessing and a curse to be Jaxon sometimes. But I think just being alive and just feeling alive. I mean, that inspires me too. Just, I mean, like you said, everyone's always evolving and changing. This table is loud. I'm hitting it.
It's fine. We can edit that down.
I'm
post.
not. I'm
It's squeaky.
I'm pulling a china shop here.
It's squeaky. We're gonna change this to a nice wood table at some point.
No. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna ramble because I'm just not used to talking about myself, but. I better get used to it because this is Brain Snacks with Jaxon Max. So, this is really big for me. And
this
I mean, I will say, like, as of right now, because of
me, not them.
Man.
Oh, this isn't getting edited either. I want this. No. This is raw. This is raw.
That's what we want. We don't want anything, you know.
But no, it's okay because I do feel a little weird. I feel a little off, like because I want to look at the camera because I feel weird just staring into your.
And I think it's cool, like
your pretty eyes, like that.
I mean, I do.
45 minutes.
I've been told I do have pretty
I feel
eyes
a little,
by Dustin on many occasions. Under moonlit night in the van.
That is a pretty sweet van that Dustin's rocking.
There were candles, and it is. It is. It's a shag wagon for sure.
But the good news is, we shouldn't have to talk too much about ourselves because we're going to be talking about different topics in the future.
Right.
This guys, this
kind
was
of a wild card.
This was a wild card specifically just aimed at getting you guys familiar with who we are as people and to help you understand maybe some of the reasoning why we've come to the conclusions that we have, and how we've evolved as people, and even overcome some of the circumstances that we've had to deal with. Now, obviously, we both suffer from white privilege. We both came from extremely rich families that paid for our Ivy League educations. And no, I've been fortunate enough to be blessed with a great family. But that doesn't mean by any means that we haven't had to overcome obstacles in our lives, regardless of what race we happen to be born by, because nobody can help that. And the fact that you've come from a family as a black sheep and still managed to stay out of jail,
right? For
the most part, right?
Oh yeah,
you're not a felon.
Okay. I've never been to jail,
so no felonies. Okay.
I mean, I'm not looking to go.
Okay, well, we can help you avoid that. We won't talk about anything. We won't talk about anything incriminating unless it's past the statute of limitations.
If I'm here, I'm not ravaging the streets. You know,
I like it. We're keep brain snacks with Jaxon Max. We're keeping Jaxon from going to jail.
Yes,
this is great. I feel like I'm really accomplishing something today.
I guess so.
But
you don't have to lock your door tonight. I'm here.
I think we're gonna. If you don't have anything more to add, I think we'll go ahead and we'll shut down. We'll shut down part 1.
Okay. Oh, so part 2. We're gonna
part 2. We'll be right back with part 2. I'm gonna go pee on something.
A tree, maybe.
Oh, there's a bear shit in the woods. Mm-hmm. I know what Max does. Mm-hmm. And
Did you subscribe?